On this episode of Searching for History, we're out in the Doty Hills and we're going to see if we can find where the Doty Fire Lookout was once located. I'm hoping we can find some evidence of where it was. Okay, I found evidence. Wow, look at that view. It's awesome. So that's Highway 6 down there. That's the Chehalis River Valley. Well, I thought I could drive up this road all the way, but it started getting quite overgrown, so we're just gonna walk this final distance. The Washington Division of Forestry built the Doty Lookout in 1942. It was a 28-foot pole tower with a 7-by-7-foot cab. Another report I read describes it as a 28-foot treated timber L4 tower. It was destroyed sometime between 1964 and 1966. One source on the internet said 64 and another said 66. The Centralia Daily Chronicle has many articles reporting Doty Lookout as a popular place for vandalism in the 1950s and 1960s. A 1953 photograph of the Doty Fire Lookout shows the fire lookout and then two buildings, probably one's for storage, some kind of a storage shed, and the other one's a house of some sort of cabin for the lookout personnel to stay in while they man the fire lookout. So we're gonna look around in the trees and bushes around here, see if we can find any evidence of these buildings. So right around here is where I think the lookout used to be. I think it was built somewhere right here, kind of on the south side of this knob we're on. And that would place the buildings over here on this side. So I'm gonna go over there and take a look, just to see if I can find any evidence that there actually was a lookout on top of this hill. There's nettles out here. Yeah, see? We got stinging nettles, which those aren't very fun. And then, of course, my favorite, Devil's Club. Okay. Right here. So not far from the top, you can see a pile of dimensional lumber. Like this is like a 4x6. Looks like maybe it's treated wood. And so there's a bunch of that right here. And then you can also see some bolts and really big washers. And there's a square nut. So this may have actually been part of the lookout tower itself. There's another piece. Not a lot, but we have evidence. So if I do the math correctly, the lookout was built in 1942. So that means it was built 83 years ago. And 83 years old would make it an archaeological site. So basically anything that's 50 years or older, you have to start to consider whether it's an archaeological site or not. So these scant ruins are technically an archaeological site. Probably not eligible for listing on the National Register, but a site nonetheless. Hear the gunshots? Somebody must be shooting pretty close to here. Hi. Hi.
Well, I just stayed up here at the top where the lookout would have been. And it's hard to see out because there's so many trees here now. But it is a little bit of a walk to get up here, and I do know that we are up at a good vantage point. As I look around here, I can see I'm at the top of a hill, even though there's a lot of trees right here. So all these trees have grown up since the fire lookout became a ruin.
So what's your final impression of the Doty Lookout site?
It's a great little spot to visit, and I think it'd even be nice to have a little picnic up here.
Yeah, actually it's a shaded area and it's kind of grassy and it's pretty nice. It's quite a drive out here. I think it's about 8 miles on gravel road to get here, but you can drive almost all the way. We probably could have driven to the top, but the road's getting quite overgrown, so it's just easier to hike the final stretch than drive all the way up here. So that's our video on the Doty Fire Lookout. I hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to like, share, comment on this video, and please subscribe to Searching for History.
Thanks for watching. Are you a good girl? Yeah. What do you think, Thora? Should we go back to the truck? Want to go back to the truck?
Yeah, let's go back to the truck.
Take us to the truck. I bet it was kind of a nice life living out here in the 1950s and 60s, manning the fire lookout.